Cristiano Ronaldo wants Manchester United to let him leave the club if they receive an appropriate offer for him this summer. Ronaldo, who has a year left on his United contract plus an optional year, faces playing in the Europa League for the first time in his career. It is not something he is viewing with relish, and as he enters the final stages of his career, he wants to compete for the biggest prizes, including the UEFA Champions League. Good morning, I am Prarambha. Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. The ruling parties say construction of Nizguard International Airport in Bharat district at all costs. Premier clarifies construction to be done at minimum environmental damage. Construction work of embankment for protection of human settlement begins in Sindhupalchok. Local residents to breathe respite from possible water-induced disasters. Ukraine's eastern city of Lysychansk at the center of competing claims. Both Russian and Ukrainian forces say they are in control. And Australian maverick Nick Kyrgios knocks out fourth seed Stefanos Tsitsipas in a wild and wonderful Wimbledon third round slugfest. Rafael Nadal marches on. With confusion still mounting over the construction of Nizguard International Airport in Bara in the face of Supreme Court verdict, top-notch leaders of the ruling parties reached the construction site as they said that there was no alternative to constructing the airport. The leaders at the construction site not only tried to assure the local residents but also said that the project remains among the top priority of the government. Leading the top-notch leaders, Prime Minister Sherbadu Dewa pledged of constructing Nizguard International Airport in Bara district at all costs. Reaching the under-construction site, Prime Minister Dewa emphasized on the importance of the Nizguard International Airport for the fast-track road project. Following the air inspection of the airport construction site with the senior leaders of the ruling coalition, Premier Dewa said that the airport will be constructed by cutting less trees. Likewise, CPN Maoist Center Chairperson Dahal said that the apex court has not given a verdict to obstruct the construction of Nizguard Airport. CPN Unified Socialist Chairperson Madhav Kumar Nepal also stressed on the need to construct Nizguard International Airport. Nepal added that the airport will be constructed, inflicting minimum damage to the biodiversity. Prime Minister Sherbadu Dewa, CPN Maoist Center Chairperson Dahal, CPN Unified Socialist Chair Madhav Kumar Nepal, Janata Samajwadi Party Chair Upendra Yadav, Rashtriya Jana Morcha's Vice Chairperson Durga Paudel, among other various ministers, reached the Nizguard International Airport construction site. The senior leaders were briefed about the construction works accomplished so far by the Chief of Airport Construction Project, Bijay Yadav. The leaders have reached the proposed construction site for a survey visit following the Supreme Court's order to construct airport at the minimal environmental damage. Construction work of embankment for protection of human settlement, which should have concluded in winter, has just begun in Sindhupalchok. The embankment is being constructed with gabion nets and concrete walls along the 17-kilometer section from Bahunepati of Melamchi to Hilambu. Despite the beginning of monsoon, works are underway even with the persisting risks of water-induced disasters. Concrete embankment is being constructed in settlements at high risk of water-induced disasters near the Melamchi River. Despite little risks of such disasters during winter, the region with around 4,000 households is under constant threat during monsoon. The local residents were severely affected last year because of a massive flood in the Melamchi River. Many of them have been facing problems related to resettlement for the past 13 months as their houses and farms were swept by the Solan River. Despite the local residents of places where the embankments have been built breathing respite, those without such protections are still living in fear. With incessant monsoon rainfall, the local residents of Melamchi continue to remain at the risk of floods, landslides and erosion. The water level of the Melamchi River increases every monsoon. With construction of embankments at 12 different places near human settlements, the public representatives are of the belief that the local residents will feel some ease this year. As Nepal entered into the federal setup, the nation had the hopes from province government of contributing in the country's prosperity. However, the first 5 years of the province government did not prove fruitful. Instead, the centre's power traits were visible in province as well with unstable governments. Now, leaders of political parties, while eyeing the position of chief minister and ministers, provincial government was rendered unstable, which blunted the development and prosperity of provinces. The Bagmati province government was changed 6 months ago. After the changes, CPN Unified Socialists took the lead in Bagmati province. Prior to that, 2 chief ministers were from CPN UML. Meanwhile, parliamentarians of the ruling parties are on a signature campaign demanding the implementation of an agreement made for the government formation under the leadership of Nepali Congress in Bagmati province. However, leaders of the CPN Unified Socialists maintain that the resignation scenario does not arise as province government runs on the decision made by the central coalition. The situation does not limit to Bagmati province as CPN Maya Center is leading the government of Lumini province after the change of chief minister in the province, while Nepali Congress has not given up on its claim for leadership in Lumini too. Likewise, in Gandaki province, after the split of Nepal Communist Party, the political gambits of government change lingered for quite some time. The issue of change in government of Gandaki province comes to the fore now and again. Meanwhile, Province 1 has received the 3rd Chief Minister in its 4.5 years term. The province that has failed to even name the province in itself in its tenure of 5 years still has the talk of changing Chief Minister. Kannadi province is also being run by the coalition in rotational basis. Madhya province and Sudar Paschim province meanwhile have remained constant with the same government without any changes. However, the work execution of the government isn't satisfactory. The instability at the center has also contributed to more political power plays at provincial government. Monitoring body has expedited market inspection in Kathmandu following the questions raised on the quality of food as reports of cholera infection is on the rise. Department of Food Technology and Quality Control has collected samples of drinking water from industries in Chalnakhel. The department began monitoring after receiving complaints of contaminated drinking water in jars provided by industries. Likewise, the department also monitored few hotels, grocery shops and pharmacies. The department has informed that in the process of monitoring, action was taken against businesses charging arbitrary prices. Meanwhile, Central Agricultural Laboratory conducted pesticide tests in agriculture and vegetable market in Balku, Kathmandu. Tests were conducted in vegetables brought for sale from different districts of the country. Monitoring in 35 business firms were conducted in the valley. Out of the 35 firms, clarification has been sought from 10, while 4 others have been charged fine. Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Supplies has issued directives to maintain the quality and criteria of daily consumable items and service to the concerned departments. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked in several provinces regarding impacts in development works due to constant change in federal and provincial government. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
राम्रोसँग काम हुन सक्दैन जस्तै तपाईको गुणस्तरीय काम हुन सक्दैन
बन्नुपर्ने कामहरु योजनाहरु समयमा बनिरहेका हुँदैनन्
विकास निर्माणको काममा असर पर्छ ढिला सुस्ताइ हुन्छ
अब त्यो पहिले देखि भइराखेको विकास निर्माणको कामहरु अब केरे कार्यान्वयन नहुन सक्छ
विकास निर्माणमा त्यसको चाहिँ प्रत्यक्ष रूपमा प्रभाव अथवा चाहिँ असर पर्ने गर्दछ
जनताहरुलाई के खाँचो छ के आवश्यकता छ के पूरा गर्नुपर्ने त्यसतिर ध्यान छैन
विकास मुद्दालाई हटाएर जहिले पनि यिनीहरु आफ्नो विकास गर्न मात्रै खोज्या हो
बीचमा छोडेर जानु भएपछि त्यो त जनतालाई हो नि त ह्याम्पर पर्ने त
It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what is your take on the trend of protests obstructing essential services? Your options are A, helpless government, B, irresponsible employees, and C, politics galore. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and then send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. So that is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 AM. Thank you for staying with us. Have a beautiful day ahead.